Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lin. So, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is due very soon. And this video is for anyone attempting to refresh their memory before the show drops. But especially, this video is made for you if you are somebody who is a MCU newbie or MCU casual. Maybe you've seen a few movies and maybe you've been hooked by WandaVision and is wondering if you should give this next one a go. Well, this will tell you why you should watch it and everything you need to know before watching it. Or maybe you're a diehard fan and is trying to convince a few friends who got hooked on WandaVision to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier with you as well. Well, show them this. Are you doing it right now? Are you doing that weird thing where you show your friends a YouTube video? Just kind of stare back and forth between them and the video. Good. Make sure they watch until the end. Make them like the video and subscribe too. I don't care whose account it is, just both of you do it, okay? Okay, I'm gonna start with giving you the elevator pitch for the show and why I think you should watch it. The show is, surprise, about Falcon, Sam, and Winter Soldier, Bucky, two army veterans turned superheroes. They're both Captain America's most trusted friends, and Cap has, for lack of a better word, retired, and have left Falcon his shield and want him to carry on his legacy. And he seems to have Bucky's blessing as well. Tonally, it seems to be going for a touch of espionage action thriller. Imagine Mission Impossible, but if Tom Cruise had a jetpack. Or Bourne Identity if Jason Bourne had a metal arm. It's also looking like they'll have a buddy comedy dynamic between Falcon and the Winter Soldier, with Falcon being a bit more jovial and wisecracking, and Bucky being a bit more stoic and sardonic. With two great actors, the characters should be able to bounce off each other in a really entertaining way.
You went the wrong way! I cleared the way! I came out first! You're supposed to follow me! It's in every action movie!
They also have somewhat of a friendly rivalry happening. I think over fighting about who is Cap's main man. But Cap's legacy might be more complicated than it seems. At its core, that's what this show is about. The two of them figuring out Cap's legacy and what it means to be Captain America. So if you're one of those people who hear Captain America and roll your eyes at the idea of a super patriotic jingoistic brute, you should especially watch this. I don't blame you. I mean, he is wearing a leotard made out of the American flag. But the legacy of the character, both in the comics and in the MCU, have never been about blind patriotism. He was created by two first-generation Jewish immigrants, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. When the first issue launched in 1940s, it was already a year into World War II and a whole year before Pearl Harbor. America was very divided on joining the war, with plenty of vocal, active Nazi sympathizers in the country. Just the year before, in 1939, the KKK had a massive rally that failed Madison Square Garden. Can you imagine that? Nazis in the heart of America? Anyway, Captain America issue 1 launched with Cap's decking Hitler on the cover. And yes, it sold 1 million copies, but it also got the two creators a lot of death threats and angry stalkers, to the point that they were personally contacted by Mayor LaGuardia and was given a police detail around the clock. So the origin of the character isn't about being blindly patriotic to America. It is about driving your country to do the right thing, even if half of the country hates you for it. In the MCU as well, they took care not to tie the character to blind patriotism to the government. Look, you can be cynical and say that's a business decision, and you'd be right. They have to sell a character named Captain America to an international audience during a time where, let's say, America's legacy internationally is mixed, at least. No matter the reason, the results are what it is. In the first movie, Captain America refused to be military propaganda and instead he go AWOL to mount a rescue of the prisoners of war. In the second movie, the theme is being against preemptive strikes, no matter whose hand is on the trigger. In the third movie, he become an international fugitive to do the right thing. The reason I'm telling you all this is because that tension between Cap's idea of patriotism, which is essentially doing the right thing, fighting for the right reason, and the more grimy political realities of America's modern history is going to be a central theme of the show. You see, it looked like the Falcon is second-guessing becoming the next Captain America. And it looked like the US government might even be pressuring him or straight up taking it out of his hand. They definitely debuting their own claim to Cap's legacy, codenamed US Agent John Walker. They're trying to take control of the Captain America brand again. now that Cap is out of the picture. And one of the central villains are called the Flag Smashers, superpowered, anti-border, anti-government kind of anarchist groups. And they seem to have super strength, and the history of the super soldier serum may be in question. You see, there's a comic called Truth, Red, White, and Black, which is based on Tuskegee experiments where black soldiers were experimented upon by the US Army. In this comic, they conducted experiments on black soldiers to replicate their super soldier serum, and there's rumors that this show could be touching upon that storyline. We also have the returning villain, Zemo, who is also against the rise of superheroes and people like Cap, Falcon, and Bucky's interventionist approach because of what happened to his country, Sokovia. There's shots of them working with both of these villains at one point or another. It looked like the writing will blur who's friend and who's foe, and allegiances will be fluid, which hinted at all the parties having complex and sympathetic philosophies and goals. So did I sell the show to you? Let me know below. Now I'm going to tell you what you need to watch depending on what time commitments you're willing to put in. Bare minimum, just watch until the end of the video. I'll tell you everything you need to know before you can start watching the show. Do you have 15 more minutes? After this video, go to Disney Plus and find Marvel Legends. It's a clip show refresher on certain characters, and they have an episode each on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Do you have 15 more minutes? Watch the ones on Zemo and Sharon Carter as well, because they're going to be in this. These Marvel Legends shorts are more designed to be a refresher rather than a crash course, because there's no voiceovers, they're just a clip show. But if you watch this video and then both, you'll have a very good idea of what leads to this show. Are you up for watching the movies but just bare minimum? Watch Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, and then just rely on this video for what happens in Infinity War and Endgame, or go watch a YouTube clip. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is in those movies, but they're barely in it. But the big events in those two movies will lead to the state of the world that should inform the events in this show. So if you have two more long movies in you, watch those as well. If you must see everything with the characters in it, watch Captain America First Avengers first. It's when Cap and Bucky is first introduced. But honestly, it shouldn't matter that much. You can watch Ant-Man 2, because Falcon is in it, but it's literally just a fight scene. You can just YouTube it. I'll put this list in the description below for your easy access. Now let me give you the Sparks note on everything you need to know so far. We start in World War II with the very skinny Steve Rogers, who want to join the war effort to go punch some Nazis. But he isn't allowed in because he keeps failing the physical until a chance encounter with a scientist get him accepted into the super soldier program where he was given the super soldier serum. Unfortunately, right after he was administered the serum, the scientist get assassinated. So he becomes the only super soldier instead of being the prototype. His childhood friend Bucky Barnes is also a soldier, and together they fight Hydra, a Nazi science division. In the middle of a mission, Bucky gets shot and fall into a frozen tundra, seemingly to his death. At the end of the movie, Cap crashed a plane with himself on it to save millions, but as a result, get frozen in the ice. Fast forward to modern day, in the Avengers, he get unfrozen and he joined the Avengers to fight against the alien invasion in New York. In the Captain America Winter Soldier, Cap is now working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Here he meets and befriends Sam Wilson, a veteran who served 2 tours in Afghanistan as pararescue trooper. During his missions, he also runs across a mysterious super soldier called the Winter Soldier. He's a myth in the espionage circle and a boogeyman who have operated for decades carrying out political assassinations and other terrorist activities. Turned out that the Winter Soldier is Bucky. He didn't die in World War II, but was discovered by Hydra and was experimented on until eventually he was given an imperfect replication of the super soldier serum and was brainwashed into the Winter Soldier.
Bucky? Who the hell is Bucky?
He also have lost an arm and have a replacement metal arm. He have no memory of Cap or his past. It also turned out that, like in the real-world Operation Paperclip, where US recruited many ex-Nazi scientists, S.H.I.E.L.D. recruited Hydra ones after World War II. Unsurprisingly, some of these Hydra Nazis were still secretly Hydra Nazis and infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. throughout the ages, using secret ploys like the Winter Soldier to get their way. Cap and Black Widow had to go on the run because of this, and Sam helped them hide out, as well as revealing that When he said pararescue, what he meant is he used an experimental exo-wingsuit codenamed Falcon to operate behind enemy lines. They stole the wingsuit from the military, and together they essentially take down most of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Winter Soldier mostly snapped out of his programming, though we're unsure as to how much of his memory is back. Cap's next exploit is in Age of Ultron, where they had to fight Ultron, a genocidal robot in Sokovia, which pretty much broke Sokovia. Falcon was chasing down leads on Bucky on behalf of Captain America during this time. Then we go to Captain America Civil War, where Falcon is now one of the trainee Avengers under Cap's tutelage. In one of their missions, Wanda Maximoff, one of these new Avengers, tried to contain a suicide bomb and accidentally end up blowing up the Wakandan embassies instead. This caused the UN to introduce the Sokovian Accords, which they want all superheroes to sign and work under UN Security Council supervision. Cap's like the indie label and he doesn't want to sign. Sam, of course, got his back. Things get more complicated when a bomb blew up the signing of the Accords, and it was blamed on the Winter Soldier. Cap and Falcon, amongst others, essentially become fugitives to chase down and help Bucky before they capture him. And we discover Bucky have his memory back now, and is not behind this bombing. It was a man named Helmut Zemo, who was a Sokovian commando who lost his family during the event of Age of Ultron, and have decided that Avengers must pay. He have a complicated plan to reveal to Iron Man that it was a brainwashed Bucky who killed his parents, and as a result, destroy the Avengers from within. Kinda works, with Iron Man flipping out and trying to kill Bucky, and Cap fighting him to save Bucky. And they all become fugitives for 3 whole years. Until Infinity War, where they have to come out of hiding to help fight an intergalactic asshole who's trying to use 6 magic stones to wipe out half the life in the universe. They fail to stop him, and half of life, including Falcon and the Winter Soldier, perish. This lasted 5 years until the Avengers found a way to bring everyone back and defeat Thanos in one gigantic battle with all the heroes participating. The fallout of that is Iron Man dies saving the Earth. Captain America then go back in time and live out the life he always wanted with his sweetheart, probably creating a branching timeline. Don't ask. They don't really elaborate too much on this. He arrived back in the present as an old man, giving Falcon the shield, so that's the state of the world at the beginning of this show. Half the world, including Falcon and the Winter Soldier, skipped 5 whole years of the world when it was in post-apocalyptic shambles. They have seemed to be pardoned for the stuff that went down in Civil War though, so not everything is bad. I'm sure they'll touch upon that here. Now they have to navigate a world without Cap, and figure out what it means to fill his shoes. So now that you're all caught up, what do you think? Are you all excited for a more grounded action trip to the MCU after WandaVision? Leave a comment below. Do you like content like this? If you're new or a casual fan of the MCU? Or are you a veteran fan who found it useful to pitch the show to friends? Leave me some feedback. And as always, like, subscribe, and ring that little bell icon for more content. Peace.